Capcom says no fun allowed and adds DRM protection to their games so that you can't add mods to it. You know, I'm really sorry to everybody who likes to play as Leon Kennedy in a Lara Croft outfit. That's not going to be a thing anymore. Bummer. You know, I was actually going to do that. I was going to the mod looked, it was almost traumatizing how tight they had the shorts on with him. But I was going to do it for the trolling of it, for the lulz. I was going to stream Resident Evil 4 Remake with Leon in the Lara Croft outfit. There goes my dreams shattered. I guess I can't do that. I still do need to get around to streaming that game once I beat Lies of P and the Tomb Raider remasters, all that stuff. But anyway, let's dive into this article and then I'll share some more of my opinions because I'll be honest, I don't like it. I don't like that they are doing this and preventing people from mods because mods are fun. But I'm not going to pretend like I don't have somewhat of a nuanced opinion on it. I'm not going to pretend like I don't understand why in certain areas they would want that. But ultimately, I don't support what they're doing here. I don't like it. So let me dive into the article and then I'll share more of my opinions there. So it says, buckle up players, the fight. This is Bounding Into Comics, by the way. I love this outlet. They're great. They're great. Buckle up players. The fight over your consumer rights is about to heat up. Just months after declaring war on the entire concept of video game modding, Capcom has been found to be undertaking a concerted effort to add a new form of digital rights management software to their back catalog of PC titles. Ooh, so their entire back catalog. This attempt by the Street Fighter series developer to restrict the way in which customers could interact with their purchased products was first brought to public attention by way of a surprise January 5th update made to Steam copies of 2013's Resident Evil Revelations. Perplexed as to why the 11-year-old title had suddenly received this unannounced patch, users soon took to parsing its contents for any information as to its reason for being. Okay, so we have here on this, looks like a Steam thread post by 13AG. This quote, though, from Registered Flex Offender. Sorry, I don't know why that's so funny to me. Okay, Registered Flex Offender says, I doubt they added DRM. Capcom has been good with removing de novo. I don't know for sure what that is. After a year or two, for the past few years, they are not adding DRM that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to a game that barely makes any sales nowadays, lol. Well, then 13AG quotes that and replies and says, there are additional anti-debugger / anti-tamper measures in this exe, which the executable file, that wasn't present prior to the update. Likely, it's an oversight. So they, you know, the nerds are nerding right now. Okay. So they're really diving deep into this. Soon thereafter, as documented on the game's official Steam community forum, players discovered that while it did provide a fix for a previous functionality issue regarding Revelation's Jill Samurai Edge weapon DLC, this minor quality of life update was little more than a Trojan horse for the Enigma Protector, described by its website as a tool with which companies can use to protect their program run files from illegal copying, hacking, modification, and analysis to be added to the game. Making matters worse for Capcom was the fact that, like many such shadow installations of DRM software, more than just clamping down on consumer rights, the introduction of Enigma into Revelation's inner workings also produced a stability issue within the game itself, including frame rate drops, random crashes, and broken graphical options, right? So not only is this like, okay, no fun allowed, you can't have mods, but also this is kind of going to break the game a little bit. This is going to give you some issues in the game. So we have Victoria here who posted, what the heck? ultra wide resolutions, stereoscopic 3D, and FOV adjustments are all broken now. With the latest update, the game is utterly unplayable. I would not have bought this game if I knew it wasn't going to work on my monitors. We will be offered a refund outside of the 14-day 2-hour playtime window, question mark, or will we? Not we will. Valve really needs to address situations like these where the developers break their games this badly well after we already bought them. Fair. I mean, you bought a game and it's not what you originally purchased, and it's like a lot more limiting. In this case, not even working with your monitors. That's a fair issue. Faced with significant and understandable backlash to their deception, Capcom eventually reversed course on their decision, announcing on January 9th that due to an issue observed with the latest update released, we have reverted the corresponding update. Okay. We apologize for the inconvenience caused, and once the issue is resolved, we will re-release the update, they added. Thank you very much for your patience and cooperation. Okay, so they're still going to add it. They still don't want any mods happening, but they're going to fix the performance issues, apparently. However, though Revelations managed to wrestle a temporary stay of Death by Enigma from the hands of Capcom, it was soon discovered that it was far from the first of the developer's Steam titles to have received this treatment since initially being released to the digital retail platform. As evidenced by user reports and the direct notation in each game's respective patch notes of recent modifications made to their executable files, affected releases, all of which have yet to have the DRM removed, include Capcom Arcade Stadium, Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, both volumes of the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, Resident Evil 5, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, and Strider 2014. Speaking on the topic of the developers' October 2023 Capcom Open Conference, Professional RE 2023, company programmer Taro Yahagi revealed that, as far as his employer was concerned, all mods are defined as cheats. Yes, I did make a video about this. They were basically like, oh yeah, all mods are cheats. We don't like this type of thing. And how they were really wanting to push back on this. They also stated how they didn't want this also affected brand reputation. So, for example, if you're playing a game with one of their notable characters, and it's a nude mod, for example. So, say you're playing Resident Evil 4 Remake and people are playing as Leon Kennedy nude, then that does affect their brand image in terms of, if people see it on social media and stuff, not everybody's going to know it's a mod, so on and so forth. So whenever I talked earlier and I referenced some sort of nuance to the discussion here, I do get that. Like, if I made a game, I wouldn't want people making degen mods for it. I wouldn't want people making degenerate mods for it. I wouldn't want people making mods where you play as my characters that I created and put a lot of thought into. I wouldn't want them to be naked on the screen and disrespecting my creation is what I would feel like that would be. So I have to be honest in that fact, and especially for brand visibility and, you know, all that stuff. So imagine if somebody found, like, some mom or some boomer, right, stumbled on some of these screenshots that are mods and they don't know what mods are. They're boomers, right? And they're like, what the crap? This game you play as them naked? Like, I'm not buying a Capcom game for my kid or grandkid or whatever. Things like that can happen. So I get it why they don't want the degenerate mods. But the solution, that's where I'm kind of iffy on. I don't like the idea of not letting people mod the game, because there are a lot of fun mods that they insert into the game. Like, for example, when they want to add more classic style costumes, or maybe they'll add a costume for a character that it's like something the character would actually wear and it's really cool looking. Things of that nature. Not only that, but a lot of games have performance mods that make the game better. I mean, if you look at games like Tomb Raider Angel Darkness, for example, which isn't a Capcom title, but still, that game has a lot of glitches. It has a lot of control issues. And And whenever I play Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness on Steam, I like to play it with mods that enhance performance, right? That take away that, for example, Lara Croft, she will slow walk for like 2 steps before she goes to a jog. I hate that. To me, sometimes you just want to go straight into the jog. And when you got to look at that slow walk animation first and be like, hurry, especially for the timed segments, it's really difficult to get through a timed puzzle or something whenever you got to watch her slow walk first. And it's also kind of immersion breaking because it's like Lara Croft won't be slow walking first. Like, that's retarded. Even in like the classic games, she just goes straight to a jog. So things like that, right? So there are some quality improvements that make the game better. So how they could manage this, I'm not entirely sure, but in terms of in Capcom's scenario and situation here, how they could manage all of that, it wouldn't be able to happen. I mean, with mods being accessible and with people making mods, there will be degenerate and perverted mods as well. That's just the case. And some people are like, oh, you're no fun, you're a prude. Okay, call me a prude. Like, I am very bold in speaking against Coomers, okay? Coomers, pornography, all that is degeneracy that has infected the world. Let's go back to shaming it, because society has just been a mess because of this. Oh, don't kink shame me. Look where this got us. Look at how degenerate society is. And now people are taking their degeneracy further and further because it's not enough. And especially once something is acceptable and they're open about it. Now you got people on social media, and you got people walking around. You got grown men walking around in diapers and little frilly dresses because they have some perverted kink, right? Now, if we went back to shame, then not to say nobody would still be doing disgusting crap like that, but at least it would be behind closed doors and we don't have to see it, and we don't have to have the influence of that throughout society, because it's toxic and it's poison to society, right? So, and the more that we don't shame this crap, the more it's infecting other people. I mean, let's just look at transgenderism, transsexuality, all that. Look at how used to guys cross-dressing was shamed. And because of that, that's something that they did behind closed doors or whatever when they did. Well, now look at how many people are identifying as the opposite gender, which is impossible. You cannot change your gender. It's in most cases perversion. And in the rare cases that it's not, it's just mental illness or demonic oppression. And I tend to believe the latter. So notice that when this kind of stuff is accepted and when it's not shamed, all of a sudden now it's happening more, and now a bunch of children are being groomed into it, right? So we do need to bring back shame. And so as a society, if we brought back shame, then people with these degenerate mods would be playing them more so in private and be a little less open about it. So there is that. But I do think that it is a shame that they are putting this DRM on there, and that the fun mods, the cool mods, all that stuff have to suffer because of that. And who knows? I mean, I don't think they actually cited their reason just specifically for the degenerate mods. But do I think it would have helped the case? Do I think we wouldn't necessarily be where we're at now if we didn't have degenerate mods? Which I don't like. This is a fun outfit. I'm not calling that under that, but I'm talking about the really degen stuff, right? So that's my take. That's why I do kind of have such a little bit of a hard time just being full force on one side. Just because there is some nuance to be had here. And I do care about society as a whole, and coming from a Christian perspective. Once you, as much as people want to, and myself, how I even wanted to be on that whole live and let live train, well, 1st and 2nd Kings gives a perfect example of how that tolerant live and let live attitude did not work for the kings that incorporated that. It was the ones who destroyed the idols. It's the ones who put an end to prostitution. They're the ones that found favor from God, and society was much better as a whole as a result. So we do need to shame degeneracy. It's just bring back shame. Also, I'm so sick of this. Oh, everybody, be nice, though. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. you don't always gotta be nice. You don't. And sometimes just the tough truth and the bold truth, it's not nice, but it's truth. And truth is not hate. That's one thing I'm sick of seeing. On my last video, I talked about the cancel pigs, and I talked about, guys, we're supposed to be bold as Christians. And it's just like, no, you're supposed to be tolerant. Jesus preached tolerance. No, he did not. For some reason, this corrupted version of Christianity and this hippie Christianity society has picked that up and has used that to put Christians into submission, to the point to where someone like Lil Nas X can flat out disrespect Jesus Christ. And we have Muslims defending Jesus Christ more than Christians because you're a bunch of cowards. Not all of you, obviously, but the ones who have adopted that hippie Christian attitude. And like I said in my last video, I've been there before, and I was a coward when I was, right? Thank the Lord that through reading the Bible every single day, I've grown a lot in that. So no, we're not supposed to be cowards. Like Jesus says, sell your cloak and buy a sword. What kind of pacifist is going to need a sword? Jesus said, I came not to bring peace. But I came not to bring peace. But hold on, let me make sure I'm getting this right. Okay, here we go. Matthew 10:34-36. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. Right? But a sword. This is the thing. We will never have peace on earth. And I'm turning another video into a lesson here, but I'm just on fire right now. You can preach that kumbaya hippie Christianity and you can never be tough, you can never be bold, you can never be mean. But that will not get us anywhere, because this whole peace on earth thing, like, the whole earth is going to be peace. That's not going to happen until evil is destroyed. Okay. When Jesus returns with a sword and he destroys evil, you want to talk about, peace. He's going to destroy people. Okay. Don't act like Jesus is some hippie when he is about to come and destroy people. He is destroying evil. And you think, you know what counts as evil? A lot of things that's being accepted and normalized right now. Abominations, what the Bible calls abominations. Things that you are currently being tolerant of because you're a nice person. That's evil according to the Bible. Read your Bible and learn what evil is. Because what society says is okay, a big, huge chunk of it is evil. Okay? So sometimes you gotta be mean. You just do. You gotta be mean. We're dealing in a spiritual battle with evil forces here. Sometimes you gotta be mean. And sometimes being mean and shame or being bold or being harsh, that oftentimes is through love. So sick of this pansy, wimpy Christianity that you have to sugarcoat every single thing. Like if I see my brother eating crap, I'm going to say, what are you thinking? You're eating crap? That's disgusting. Cut it out. I'm not going to be like, hey, can you please not eat that? I can't use the word crap. That's going to offend him. Please don't eat that poopy doopy. Please. I tolerate it, but please don't. Use your common sense here. Call a spade a spade. Stop participating in the abominations. Stop worshiping idols. Stop being a degenerate. Tell it like it is. All right, anyway, enough of that. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you want to catch my streams, I stream every Wednesday. Sometimes I'll do some more bonus streams. I was going to do a bonus stream yesterday, but then I had a Twitter space that was invited on. So I did that instead. That lasted like 3.5 hours. But anyway, every Wednesday on my Melanie Mac Gaming Streams channel here on YouTube, also on Kick and Twitch at Melanie Mac. And then my Bible reading videos you can watch here on YouTube, Bible Time with Melanie Mac. So I hope to see you all there. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, That's the ticket. Come on, y'all. Let's take a ride. Don't you say crap. Just get inside. It's time to take your butt on another kind of trip. Because you can't have the hop if you don't have the hip. Grab your gat with the extra clip and close und eyes and hit the switch.